Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I wasn't really planning on sitting down and making a video, obviously, because this is going to be all over the place. I'm so sorry if you don't like these kind of videos. Just go ahead and close out now and I'll see you next time I upload. But I was sitting here and I was like, I have a little bit of time because I get to meet my friend in like 3 minutes. She's going to be here, but I wanted to sit down and record this and I just didn't know what to talk about. And then I realized I have an interview tomorrow. And if you guys don't know, which I'm guessing none of you do, I haven't worked in 2.5 years. And the reason for that is because I met Ben and he made a shit ton of money and I just wanted to be a gold digger. So, I got into this serious relationship with him just because he had a shit ton of money. But in all seriousness, when I first met him, he was making minimum wage, working like 3 hours a day, a couple days a week. He wasn't making hardly any money. And I was working almost full-time at Walmart at the time, making pretty decent money because I had been there for so long. And so, obviously, not a gold digger, but now he does make good money and I haven't had to work. Well, we decided that I should go back, that way we can pay off our car debt, and then we're going to go on vacation in August, and he's going to request some time off, and it's going to be really fun. Plus, I've just kind of been wanting to, make some extra money anyways, because there's really no reason not to. So if my videos take a little bit longer to come out or something like that, it's probably because I'm working and being trained and freaking exhausted. But I have an interview tomorrow morning. And I decided I'd sit down tonight and tell you guys about some of the shitty jobs that I've had before. So the first job I thought I would tell you guys about is one that I freaking talk about this place all the time. I'm talking about Walmart. Now, I had someone call me out on my last video and they said, oh, all you do is talk about Walmart. All you do is go to Walmart. It's because I live in a freaking small town and that's literally the only place you get to go. It's Walmart. So I'm sorry if it seems like that's the only place I go, but really it is. But I wanted to kind of talk about that because I feel like people... you don't think about people actually working there. It's just a place you go and do your shopping. But I actually worked there for 2 years and it was one of my favorite jobs. But the thing that was so shitty about this job was the management. I swear. Okay, so I'd go into work and at first I was a cashier, and cashiering is easy. You just type in random numbers and you just scan stuff and put it in a bag. That's really all it is. And so I did that when I was 16 until I turned like 17, I think, or maybe like right before I turned 17. But anyways, I did it for about 8 months and I was really good at it. And the only thing that's kind of hard is you have to keep your scans per minute up, otherwise you get in trouble and they have to like retrain you and it really sucked. But my scans were always up, and whenever I have a job, I'm not the type of person who'll just go in and like half-ass the entire shift. I'll go in and actually kick ass for whoever I'm employed by because, it's my job. I'm getting paid to do it, and I like getting raises and, extra money and bonuses and all that shit. But anyways, so I did cashiering, and when I did cashiering, it wasn't bad. Everyone just left me alone. I went in, did my job, and then 5 minutes before your shift ends, you shut off your light and you leave. It's that simple. But I got to the point where I was kind of over cashiering. It was just so repetitive, and doing it for like 8 hours a day kind of sucked dick. I mean, it was really just boring. And so I started kind of checking around to what other positions I could do. And when you're under 18, you're very limited. Like you can do cart pushing, customer service, money center, you can be a cashier, but that's about it. I mean, you can't go back where they have like the trash compactor or anything like that. And so I started looking around for a different position. And I ended up finding out that I could do customer service, and so I moved up there, and that's when shit hit the fan. So working up there, you worked with like 8 different people, but always on different shifts, so you never knew who you were going to be with. And there was this bitch that worked there, and I'm going to call her Kayla because her name was fucking Kayla. But I worked there, and like I said, I don't half-ass my job. I just go in and do it. And working at customer service, there's so many rules. I mean, you have to be careful about what you return, what you exchange. If it's something without a receipt, you have to be careful and make sure it's something you can actually do. Just a shit ton of rules. And her and I ended up clashing because they let her be a CSM, which is like a manager, part-time, but part-time she wasn't. And so when she was a manager, I would respect her and do what she told me to. But then when she was just a regular, like, customer service associate, she would try to boss me around, and that is what started the fight. So I remember one day in particular, I went to work, and I was just going in, and I clocked in, and I was going in for an 8-hour shift, and I had just started doing 8-hour shifts. And so the way they do it is every 2 hours you get a break or a lunch. So the first 2 hours you work, you get a 15-minute break. The next 2 hours you get an hour-long lunch. The next 2 hours you get a 15-minute break, and then you go home after the following 2 hours. But I went in that day and I clocked in and I started just doing my job, and for the first 2 hours everything was really fine. Well, then the next 2 hours is when she showed up and she kept trying to boss me around, and I will take a lot, but when you hit my breaking point, I'll just turn into a royal bitch. I'll tell you to shut the fuck up, and then I don't care what you have to say because I get so sick of it. So I was doing a refund, and it was something I knew I could do it. I had already checked with a manager to make sure it was okay, because it was something you wouldn't normally do, but usually a manager will okay you on things. And I was in the middle of doing this freaking return. And as I'm in the middle of this, she walks over from Money Center and starts watching over my shoulder. And to me, when people watch over your shoulder, it's really annoying unless they have a reason to do it. And I'm like doing this return and she's like, you can't do that. You're not supposed to be doing that. Did you get this okayed by a manager? And I just like sat there and ignored her. And after the customer left, when there was no one around, I looked at her and I said, Kayla, I'm doing my fucking job. Please leave me alone. I swear I know how to do my job right. I've been doing this for a very long time. And she didn't say anything. Well, then later that day, she went and talked to our manager over us, like our big manager, the assistant manager, and told her what I had said. And I was like, I don't really care. And she tried to get me fired. So for the next 2 shifts, I keep getting called into the manager's office, and then like even the higher up managers, like higher than my assistant manager, and trying to figure out what's going on. And eventually they're like, well, we're probably gonna have to fire you. We'll find out in the next couple of days. And I'm talking to the other girls that work at the front end with me, telling them what's going on, and they all went into the manager's office and said, Jasmine does not deserve to get fired. Kayla just needs to leave her alone because she does this to all of us, and none of us had the balls to tell you this until now. And it ended up working out really good, because then like a couple of months later I ended up putting my 2 weeks in or whatever, but I ended up not getting fired, and then they just stopped putting us on the same shift and I never had to deal with her again. And then after I had quit a couple of months later, I was working at a bank at the time, which was even shittier than Walmart, but I was working at a bank and I went through a Burger King drive-thru to get my grandma something to eat, and she was freaking working at Burger King because she ended up getting fired for not doing her job right. I am so sorry if you were wearing headphones for that last part, because I got a little bit angry, but I'm not an angry person usually. Anyways, guys, I was going to talk about a couple of other shitty experiences that I have had, but I guess that I'll just stick with this one for today, because this is already like a 7-minute video. So anyways, I just wanted to sit down and record this, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you want to hear more shitty experiences from Walmart, I have tons of them, or from any of my other jobs that I had. Like, I know that I've been kind of ranty lately, but it's because I've been in a shitty mood. But hopefully my interview tomorrow goes well, and this is going to be a decent job, and I get to work with my best friend if I do get it. But anyways, I will talk to you guys in my next video, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!